The next day, oh. Hey guys, welcome back to Reid's Room. How you doing? I'm great, thanks for asking. So today, we're talking about the time I almost got suspended. Okay. So, let's backtrack to about, what year is it? It's 2021. So we're gonna go back, all the way back to 2017. Was it 2017? Oh my gosh. Yeah, because we were the final 15. 8th grade. What? 8th grade? Ew. Okay, so 8th grade. I don't remember all the details of this story. I'm gonna just start from what I remember. So it's a usual 8th grade day, and this was getting towards the end of the year where we would have the 8th grade class trip. You know, like every middle school, does every middle school do that? Every class didn't have a class trip, but the 8th graders did specifically because they were the ones that were graduating, they were leaving. There was their last hurrah before going to high school. And we went out to recess. I was a weird kid, so I didn't play outside. I mean, I did play. Yeah, it was weird, but it's okay because I'm cool now. I mean, am I cool? I mean, I like to think that I am. I know I'm still weird, but I'm not as weird as I was before. The vibe that I have now, I had it in 8th grade, and it did not look good on me. It was bad. So we're outside at recess, and outside, like once you walk out the doors to get outside to the playground, like there was a parking lot. Like, okay, this is the exit, the back door to the school. Walk out right here. Here's the parking lot, and then here's the playground. Outside the door, like immediately adjacent to the door, is a wall, and above the wall are windows from inside the classrooms, and that's where I would spend my recess. Like the majority of my 8th grade year, I spent recess just cooling it on that wall because it would get really hot, and I did not feel like being very sweaty all day. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna cool in the shade on the brick wall. So that's where I hung out. That's where I did my recess. I just sat there. Sometimes I took naps, just waiting for recess to be over so we can go back inside. I mean, I loved recess because I didn't have to do any work. I just liked that spot. It was nice. I say all that to say I could see everything. I saw everything that went on outside during recess, and I had the perfect vantage point. So I was sitting down at the brick wall. Then recess was recess over? Recess was winding down. We got the call to go back inside. I heard the whistle blow, and it's almost time to go inside because recess is basically over now, and we have to get our work done. So we go inside. So as I get up, I think I was resting. My eyes were closed. So as I sit up and I open my eyes, I see two boys. I see two friends. One, let's call him James, and one, Peter. James picks up Peter, flips him, smacks him down hard on the concrete. Mind you, I had just woken up from a nap. I get up, and that's the first thing I see. Literally, him pick him up, fling him over, and bam, on the concrete. What? I didn't know what to do. He wasn't moving. Peter wasn't moving. So, of course, I got up to see what was going on. I think everyone started crowding, but all the teachers didn't see anything. In their minds, they blew the whistle, and that means all the kids need to go back inside. So they're like, come on kids, let's go. While all the teachers, Peter was on the floor. So I went over to see what was going on with Peter. And everyone was crowding. I was like, guys, back up, give him some space, back up. And, oh wow. They listened, they scattered, they moved. But it was like, you know, a crowd. So I think I asked him 3 questions. I was like, hey Peter, do you know what's your name? Where are we? And what day is it? He said, my name is Peter Brown. What day is it? It's a Wednesday. I'm at school. And I was like, bet. So he's cognitive, he's okay, he knows what he's doing. And look at me, a little 8th grader, I know the 3 things to say. I asked him, are you okay to move? Can you move? And he's like, yeah, I can move, but my head kind of hurts. So I was like, okay, I'll help you, I'll carry you in. I sling him over my shoulder, and by this time, the teachers they don't know what happened, but they see Peter injured, and I'm like, teacher, can I didn't say teacher. So Mrs. Teacher, can I bring Peter to the office because he got hurt? And they're like, yeah, of course. So as I'm walking down the hallway to get Peter to the office, to the school nurse, mind you, this is the back of the school, so the entrance to the back of the school is right here. We have to walk all the way over here, bam, and then all the way to the front of the school, which is basically on the other side. And he just had like a traumatic something injury to his, we don't know what's going on. So as I'm walking to the, as I'm carrying Peter on my shoulder, I don't know what, I think he was on this side. As I'm carrying Peter on my shoulder, I'm like, so Peter, what are we gonna say when we get to the nurse? And Peter says, I'm gonna say I slipped on a rock and I hit my head. And I said, okay. So we got, this is really bad now that I think about it. Dang. So we get to the nurse and we're like, nurse, Peter got something to tell you. Peter stayed with the nurse for the rest of the day. I think his parents came to pick him up afterwards, and the next day, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teachers, there's only 3 of them, took all 60 of us up to the library, sat us down, and started yelling. They were like, what the heck was going on yesterday? And no, the whole library was silent. The whole library was silent. Then they pulled out the guilt card. They're like, why isn't anyone talking? Do you understand the magnitude of this situation? Peter has a concussion. And then everyone was like, what? He has a what? I'm just like, what? Y'all need to start speaking up because I had nothing to do with this. I'm an innocent party. I just helped the man get to the office and y'all need to start speaking up. He was like, the story doesn't align. How does someone slip on a rock and have a concussion? And I was just sitting there like, I don't know either. The entire middle school was in trouble. But really, all the stories, they pointed towards the 8th grade class. So 6th and 7th grade, they were pretty much free to go. But 8th grade, our class trip was about to get canceled. Our class banquet, which is right before graduation, about to get canceled. Some of us may not have even graduated because no one wanted to say anything. I don't know how it came out, but someone told the teachers that James flipped Peter on the concrete outside in the parking lot, and they both got suspended. And they were coming at me. They were like, so Andrew, what happened? I was like, I had just woken up, and the first thing I see in my peripheral vision, in my entire eye view, is Peter on the ground. My first instinct was to go help him. And they're like, yeah, sure it was. And I was telling the truth. Like I did. The first thing I saw Peter hit the ground. It just so happens that James was standing over him. I put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't say that. I wasn't lying.
You can see it on his smug little face. Guilty, I say guilty.
They canceled the class banquet, which is basically a party right before graduation, like to get together and have a woo big thing. And the teacher said, you know what? Because of this, canceled. We're not doing anything anymore. And she was like, as far as I'm concerned, we're probably not even gonna have a class trip either. I was like, whoa. All the parents got together and said, you know what? Our kids deserve a banquet. They went behind the teacher's back and invited all the students to a 8th grade banquet, class banquet, and said, we don't care about the punishment that you have given. We're giving our kids a party. And I was sitting there like, whoa, okay. I got my banquet like outfit all nice and pressed and ready. And I was like, Mom, can I go to the banquet? She said no. And I was like, what? Why not? And then she was like, because your class deserves to be punished. And the fact that these parents are saying that you need to be rewarded for this behavior, it's outstanding. It's like atrocious. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, but can I go though? And she said no. I was like, I was really upset. But everybody else got to go to the banquet, except of course for Peter and James, because Peter had a concussion and James, he was just out of the picture completely. So the class graduation had already come. I think they were given permission to walk to receive their diploma on stage and everything. So that was fine. But their punishment was that they could not, under any circumstances, go on the class trip. And I was just sitting there like, wow. Ooh, yeah, they couldn't go. They couldn't go. And that was a very nice trip. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened in my 8th grade year. Peter got a concussion, and I almost basically got like suspended because of the whole web of lies and truths and not telling information for a very serious injury. The whole class was in jeopardy, but they were coming to me. 8th grade was just different breed. Thank you for watching. But before you leave, like the video because I know you liked it. Second, subscribe to this channel if you already haven't. And third, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified for whenever I post a video. Thank you. Have a blessed Friday. Jesus loves you, and I love you too.